Hello dear students. So I hope you have gone through the yesterday's video in which we completed studying the forebrain. Forebrain is made up of three parts: olfactory lobes, cerebrum and diencephalon. Yesterday we completed the part which was left in the cerebrum, that we studied what does the cerebrum consist of. Each cerebral hemisphere consists of cerebral cortex, right? That is the grey matter. Then the inner part of the cerebrum is white matter. Right students, we also studied that there are three main regions in each cerebral hemisphere: sensory area, motor area and association centers. We studied the function of these three areas or these three centers. Okay, then there was a last part left. Then we started with diencephalon. Under diencephalon we studied epithalamus, thalami and hypothalamus. We studied the function of hypothalamus, that hypothalamus helps in the neural control as well as hormonal control, right? The neural control includes control of the thirst, hunger, thermoregulation as well as various human behaviors such as regulating moods, happiness, excitement, sorrow, hate, anger, rage. Rage means revenge lena, right? Along with that, the hypothalamus also regulates the sexual drive of a person. Yes, having sexual feelings towards other people, that is also regulated by hypothalamus. Okay, so जो रेपिस्ट होते हैं उनमें हाइपोथैलेमस का जो कंट्रोल एंड कोऑर्डिनेशन है that is badly affected, and that is why they cannot control their sexual drive. That is not the only reason. This is a kind of sickness, mental sickness we can call that. Okay, so that is why I told you yesterday that meditation is the best way to maintain the different regions, the centers or the functional areas of the brain, so that there will be a perfect control and coordination on our body activities. One more last part was left under the forebrain. Yes, limbic system or limbic lobe. What is that? First of all, what it is made up of? The limbic system or limbic lobe is made up of inner regions of cerebral hemispheres along with, plus means along with, deeply situated structures. ब्रेन में डीपर साइड में एकदम अंदर की तरफ, ये जितना भी मैंने ब्लैक रीजन यहाँ पे निकाला है ये है वो लिम्बिक सिस्टम. आई जस्ट हाईलाइटेड. ये जो ब्लैक रीजन से जितना भी मैंने यहाँ पे ड्रॉ किया है वो है लिम्बिक सिस्टम. सो व्हाट इज इट? वेरी डीपर सरफेस. ये क्या है? ये इट इज सेरेब्रल, it is corpus callosum which divides the cerebrum into two hemispheres, right? तो देखो उसके भी नीचे ये स्ट्रक्चर है, मीन्स डीपर रीजन्स ऑफ द सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर अलॉन्ग विद द डीपली सिचुएटेड स्ट्रक्चर्स. ये जो दो स्ट्रक्चर्स है यहाँ पे मैं इनको नाम बताती हूँ पहले. इट इज कॉल्ड amygdala and it is called hippocampus. So such deeply located structures such as amygdala and hippocampus makes a special system, control and coordinating system of the brain, that is called as limbic system or limbic lobe. So what is limbic system? Inner regions or the deeper regions of the cerebrum along with the deeply situated structures in the brain such as amygdala and hippocampus together makes a limbic system, or which is also called as limbic lobe. Now students, let me tell you that this limbic system or limbic lobe, अगर आपने यहाँ पे ये structure देखा, it looks like wishbone or fork. फिजिक्स में वो ट्यूनिंग फोर्क पता होगा ना, ये वाई शेप्ड ट्यूनिंग फोर्क. साउंड चैप्टर स्टडी करते वक्त हाउ द कंप्रेशंस एंड रेरिफैक्शंस आर जनरेटेड, ट्यूनिंग फोर्क पता होगा फिजिक्स में. सो इज इट हैविंग, सी कैन यू सी, इट इज हैविंग अ स्लाइटली स्ट्रक्चर लाइक अ ट्यूनिंग फोर्क. फिर यहाँ पे ये दो कनेक्टेड स्ट्रक्चर्स है उसको, amygdala and hippocampus. Are you getting that? So it looks like a fork or wishbone. What is a wishbone? In case of birds, their two collarbones are connected in this way. Yes, these are the collar bones of the birds, which gives them strength to fly. Are you getting that? Hence it is known as wishbone. अब ये birds के अंदर का जो ये bone है इसको wishbone क्यों बोलते हैं? Yes, it looks like a tuning fork, but why this bone is called as wishbone? Actually it is a superstition. पुराने जमाने में कुछ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल थे, दे यूज्ड टू बिलीव, वो क्या करते थे, हैंड्स को कट करते थे, उनका ये विशबोन निकाल के क्लीन करके सनरेज के अंडर ड्राई होने के लिए रखते थे, एंड दे यूज्ड टू बिलीव दैट कि बर्ड्स में वो जो फ्लाइंग पावर है, वो जो स्ट्रेंथ है, इट इज काइंड ऑफ मैजिक, एंड दैट इज व्हाई दे यूज्ड टू वर्शिप दिस बोन. ये बोन की पूजा करते थे. दे यूज्ड टू बिलीव कि ये बोन्स में जो भी पावर्स है, जो भी स्ट्रेंथ है, वो हम में भी आ जाएंगे. आर यू गेटिंग दैट? That is why this bone is called as wishbone, or it is called as fork because it has a shape like a tuning fork. समझ में आया? So is it looking like a tuning fork? So this limbic system looks like a tuning fork or a wishbone of the birds. So students, let us study the function of this limbic system. उससे पहले ये जो limbic system है, somewhere here is a region called thalamus of the diencephalon, and here in the lower region there is a region called hypothalamus of the diencephalon. So students, hypothalamus along with the limbic system means amygdala, hippocampus and some deeply situated structures of cerebrum or the cerebral hemisphere. Are you getting that? So hypothalamus along with the limbic system mainly controls and coordinates various aspects of human behavior. Limbic system along with the hypothalamus. Limbic system, that is amygdala, hippocampus, along with the hypothalamus controls various aspects of human behavior. हमने already पढ़ा था hypothalamus तो human behavior control ही करता है. कौन सा human behavior? Yes, emotional expressions. कुछ अच्छा हो रहा है तो हैप्पी होना, कुछ बुरा होना है तो बुरा हो रहा है तो फिर you feel angry, you feel raged, बदला लेना है, something like that. So emotional expressions, this is one of the human behavior. Then sexual drive, having attraction towards someone. Okay, along with that excitement. Whenever you are doing any new project, you're going for exam or any other thing in your life, कोई नई गाड़ी खरीद रहा है, whatever it is, excitement. All these human behaviors are under the control of hypothalamus along with limbic system. Now, especially I would like to tell you about these two structures function, amygdala and hippocampus. So, should we study the structures? If you'll see in the diagram, how does the amygdala look? See there. Is it an almond shaped structure located in the limbic system? Is it looking like an almond? बादाम के जैसे दिख रहा है. So जो amygdala है, it is a small almond shaped structure. Don't write almond in the brain. It is almond shaped structure located in the brain which specially deals with the control of our mood. Especially which mood? Anger and rage. So, जिसका amygdala का कंट्रोल एंड कोऑर्डिनेशन बिगड़ गया है, वो अपने एंगर पे कंट्रोल नहीं रख सकता. Are you getting that? छोटी छोटी चीजों में चिड़चिड़ा हो जाना. That is somewhere your amygdala is not functioning properly. Again, I will tell you, meditation is the best way to have the proper functioning of all these systems of the brain. Okay? Meditation की वजह से ये जो structures है, इनकी power, इनकी capacity to perform well और increase होती है. समझे students? So this is amygdala का function. Especially it deals with the control and coordination of human behavior, that is mood, especially anger and rage. Rage मतलब बहुत ही ज्यादा गुस्सा हो के बदले की भावना रखना, that is rage. Okay. Now what about this hippocampus? ये तो और गौर से सुनो, तुम्हारे लिए बहुत important है. Hippocampus deals with the mix signals coordination. What is that? For example, not for example, it basically deals with the which mixed signals of the coordination? Smells and memory. Yes, it deals with these two mixture of the signal. स्मेल आना एक अलग बात है, मेमोरी होना एक अलग बात है. वेरी सिंपल. सपोज तुम तुम्हारे रूम में बैठे हो, बाजू वाले के घर में सपोज पकोड़े फ्राई हो रहे हैं, वो स्मेल हमको आ रहा है, वो स्मेल से हम पहचानते हैं, अरे हमको मेमोराइज होता है, अरे ये पकोड़े का स्मेल है, या किसी के घर में चिकन बन रहा है, किसी के घर में पाव भाजी बन रही है। आई यू गेटिंग दैट? आजकल तो बहुत सारे रेसिपीज घर में ट्राई हो रहे हैं, खाली टाइम में तो यूट्यूब तो बहुत जोर पे है फॉर द रेसिपीज। आई यू गेटिंग दैट? सो hippocampus deals with the mixed signals, coordination of the mixed signals, smells with memory. Okay, one more and the most important thing, hippocampus is very important for learning. इसका कंट्रोल एंड कोऑर्डिनेशन होना हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा है। जो टॉपर्स है, टॉपर्स में एक्चुअली उनका जो हिप्पोकैम्पस है वो बहुत इफेक्टिवली काम करता है। क्यों? क्योंकि हिप्पोकैम्पस इज ओनली रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर कन्वर्टिंग शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी इनटू लॉन्ग टर्म मेमोरी। कोई आंसर अगर आप लर्न कर रहे हो तो आपको थोड़ी देर के लिए याद रहता है, बाद में भूल जाते हो, दैट इज कॉल्ड योर शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी। बट वही आंसर आपको लॉन्ग लास्टिंग याद रहता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड योर लॉन्ग टर्म मेमोरी। आर यू गेटिंग दैट? तो जितना ज्यादा आपको लर्निंग में हेल्प चाहिए उतना ज्यादा आपकी शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी शुड कन्वर्ट इनटू लॉन्ग टर्म मेमोरी। फॉर दैट योर हिप्पोकैम्पस शुड बी स्टेबल एंड हेल्दी। एंड व्हाट इज द वे टू मेक इट स्टेबल? करेक्ट, मेडिटेशन। समझे? सो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट द लिम्बिक सिस्टम और द लिम्बिक लोब, द पार्ट ऑफ द forebrain apart from cerebrum, olfactory lobes and diencephalon. एक्चुअली ये जो पार्ट्स है ये सेरेब्रल एंड हाइपोथैलेमस मिक्सचर होके ये एक सिस्टम बना है, स्पेशल सिस्टम हमारे ब्रेन में, दैट इज कॉल्ड लिम्बिक सिस्टम और लिम्बिक लोब। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, नाउ हियर आई डिक्लेयर दैट वी हैव कंप्लीटेड द पार्ट ऑफ द ब्रेन दैट इज forebrain, that is prosencephalon. Now the second part will start with, yes, can you tell me? Correct, midbrain. From which embryonic component it is derived? Yes, mesencephalon. So second part of the human brain, of the forebrain, is midbrain, which is derived from the embryonic component mesencephalon. Now let me show it in a diagram where it is located first. Okay, if it is a human brain, this is cerebrum. cerebrum में कहीं तो यहाँ पे है, ये है hypothalamus. Okay, somewhere here is a what? Corpus callosum. Now we also know that the brain has hindbrain also, which has this region that is pons varolii, the swollen region that is medulla oblongata, and somewhere here is a cerebellum. Right? तो ये वाला जो रीजन है यहाँ तक ये है फोरब्रेन, एंड ये जो नीचे वाला रीजन है ये है हाइंड ब्रेन। तो बीच में बचा क्या? मिड ब्रेन। सो समवेयर हियर इज अ मिड ब्रेन. सो कैन यू टेल मी लोकेशन ऑफ मिड ब्रेन? द मिड ब्रेन इज लोकेटेड बिलो द हाइपोथैलेमस एंड अबव द पॉन्स वरोली. यहाँ पे पॉन्स वरोली है, यहाँ पे हाइपोथैलेमस है. So it is midbrain is located below the hypothalamus and above the pons varolii. Okay. Now, what structures is this hypothalamus made up of? If you take the transverse section of the brain, you will see the structure of midbrain somewhat like this. जो वीडियो गेम्स खेलने का रिमोट होता है ना, मोस्टली ऐसे शेप में होता है. देखो, और रिमोट के शेप का और मिड ब्रेन का कोई लेना देना नहीं है. आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू. ओके, ये ट्रांसवर्स सेक्शन है. आर यू गेटिंग दैट? सो द मिड ब्रेन on its upper surface has 4 lobes. They are called as corpora quadrigemina. Quadri means 4, corpora quadrigemina are the four lobes present on the dorsal region of the midbrain. अब ये जो है, two are located on the upper side and two are located on the lower side. Getting that? So is it? These two are located on the upper side and these two are located on the lower side. Okay. अब यहाँ पे मैं 2 डायमेंशनल डायग्राम दिखा रही हूँ, इसलिए ऐसे दिखा रही हूँ. एक्चुअली इट विल लुक लाइक 3D में ये 4 स्वेलिंग्स बराबर ये 4 एंगल में दिखेंगे. इसमें से 2 ऊपर और 2 नीचे दिखेंगे. जस्ट डू वन थिंग, यूट्यूब पे एक्चुअल वीडियो देखो मिड ब्रेन का, उसमें और अच्छे से क्लियर हो जाएगा कि कैसे ये लोकेटेड है. ओके, नाउ यहाँ पे इन शॉर्ट द डॉर्सल रीजन ऑफ द मिड ब्रेन कंसिस्ट ऑफ 4 lobes, bulby structures, which are called as corpora quadrigemina, in which 2 are located on the upper side and 2 are located on the lower side. The 2 which are located on the upper side are called as superior colliculi. Then tell me what will be the 2 which are located lower are called as? Upper means superior, so lower means inferior colliculi. यहाँ तक समझे? So these two structures, that is superior colliculi and inferior colliculi, makes the region in the midbrain that is corpora quadrigemina. अब ये दोनों के special functions हैं. The superior colliculi, I am saying, the superior colliculi receives the sensory information, that is the sense impulses from eyes and head muscles. It receives the sensory information from eyes and from the head muscles. So it helps in giving response to the visual reflexes. What is reflex action? Sudden movement in response to something. अब यहाँ पे for example तुम अपने रूम में बैठे हो, कुछ तो लिख रहे हो एंड अचानक से तुम्हारे विंडो में से कुछ तो फ्लैश ऑफ लाइट आया. रात में सपोज तुम पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, अचानक से तुम्हारी विंडो में से, बेडरूम की विंडो में से एक लाइट का फ्लैश आया. इमीडिएटली यू विल रिस्पॉन्ड टुवर्ड दैट. सो मूवमेंट ऑफ आईज एंड मूवमेंट ऑफ हेड इज डन साइमल्टेनियसली बिकॉज ऑफ द कोऑर्डिनेशन ऑफ सुपीरियर कॉलिक्युलर. बिकॉज एक साथ ये दो इम्पल्सेस को कोऑर्डिनेट करता है, वन फ्रॉम द आईज एंड वन फ्रॉम द हेड मसल्स. सो मूवमेंट ऑफ द आईज, तुम लाइट आए तो सिर्फ ऐसे देखते हो क्या? नहीं, you move your head also and you move your eyes also. Are we getting that? So movement of eyes and head is brought about together during the visual reflexes because of the superior colliculi. Okay. Whereas the inferior colliculi receives the sensory information from ear and head muscles. So here it helps in giving the response to the auditory reflexes. अब यहाँ पे कान हम घुमाते नहीं, लेकिन आवाज आई तो इमीडिएटली वी टर्न आवर हेड. आर यू गेटिंग दैट? जैसे तुम वापस पढ़ रहे हो, पीछे से मम्मी ने आवाज आई, इमीडिएटली मूव बैक. गेटिंग दैट? सो सुपीरियर कॉलिक्युलाई हेल्प्स इन टेकिंग एक्शन ड्यूरिंग विजुअल रिफ्लेक्सेस, whereas inferior colliculi helps during taking action of auditory reflexes. Okay students, apart from this, if you see, there is a small opening in the center of the midbrain. मतलब ये कंटिन्यू है, ये ट्रांसफर सेक्शन है. तो ऐसे एक कैनल है which is passing from the midbrain. This canal is called as, it's called as iter, or it is also called as aqueduct of Sylvius, or it is also called as cerebral aqueduct. What this canal means a gap, an opening which is running through the midbrain. ये जो opening है, it is called iter or aqueduct of Sylvius, described by the scientist Sylvius, or it is also called as cerebral aqueduct. क्योंकि just tell me students, ये midbrain है, midbrain के ऊपर कौन है? फोरब्रेन में सबसे लार्जेस्ट रीजन क्या है? सेरेब्रम में 2 ब्रेन वेंट्रिकल्स होते हैं. व्हाट आर वेंट्रिकल्स इन द ब्रेन? स्मॉल कैविटीज प्रेजेंट इन द ब्रेन. वी हैव स्टडीड इट. लैटरल वेंट्रिकल्स बोलते हैं उनको. लेफ्ट सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर में एक कैविटी है, आई जस्ट ड्रॉ इट हियर. लेफ्ट सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर में एक कैविटी है, राइट सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर में एक कैविटी है ब्रेन. फिर यहाँ से ये आता है थर्ड वेंट्रिकल विच इज इन द डायनसेफेलॉन. ये फर्स्ट वेंट्रिकल, ये सेकेंड वेंट्रिकल, ये थर्ड वेंट्रिकल, कैविटीज इन द ब्रेन. फिर यहाँ से ये जो है ये है कैनल पासिंग फ्रॉम द मिड ब्रेन, क्योंकि डायनसेफेलॉन के नीचे कौन है, मिड ब्रेन है. मिड ब्रेन में से ये कैनल जा रहा है, ओपनिंग जा रहा है. इट कनेक्ट्स इट टू द फोर्थ वेंट्रिकल विच इज लोकेटेड इन द हाइंड ब्रेन. देखो फोर ब्रेन में तीन वेंट्रिकल्स है, एक सेरेब्रम, दो सेरेब्रम में है, एक डायनसेफेलॉन में है. मिड ब्रेन में कोई वेंट्रिकल नहीं है, कैविटी नहीं है, बट एक कॉलम है जहां से पास हो, क्योंकि ये वेंट्रिकल्स में से क्या फ्लो होता है, cerebrospinal fluid. Are you getting that? So all the four ventricles are connected to each other. So tell me, third ventricle is connected to fourth ventricle with the help of what? With the help of iter. Getting that? ये और डिटेल में हम at the end of this lecture पढ़ने वाले हैं about brain ventricles. Okay? The small cavities present in the brain. कितने cavities होते हैं? 4. So third cavity is connected with fourth cavity because of the midbrain's small column running through it, iter or aqueduct of Sylvius or cerebral aqueduct. Okay. Apart from this, in the midbrain there is like this region which is called as substantia nigra. Which secretes the hormone, happy hormone dopamine. इसके बारे में हमने previous lecture में पढ़ा है. It secretes a happy hormone that is dopamine. If there is any damage or injury to the substantia nigra, this hormone secretion stops, which has effect on the behavior as well as there is a problem of memory loss, shivering of hand and body parts. That disorder is called as Parkinson's disease. What it is called as? Parkinson's disease. Described by the scientist Parkinson's. So due to accident, due to any sudden jerk, जोर का झटका लग गया वहाँ पे, या with age, एज के हिसाब से भी ये रीजन है, ये सेल्स ओल्ड होते जाएंगे तो सबस्टेंशिया नाइग्रा रीजन वीक होते जाएगा, तो यहाँ पे ये हार्मोनल सिक्रीशन कम होगा एंड द पर्सन विल सफर अ प्रॉब्लम ऑफ लॉस ऑफ मेमोरी, शिवरिंग ऑफ बॉडी पार्ट्स. दैट डिसऑर्डर इज कॉल्ड एज पार्किंसंस डिजीज. समझ में आया? एंड at the lower part there is like this region that is called as crura cerebri. So crura cerebri along with substantia nigra also helps in control and coordination of the person's memory and bodily activities. Are you getting that? So students, if you see here, the main or the in general, the function of the midbrain is controlling reflex actions, and all the reflex actions are the kind of voluntary or involuntary actions. Correct. So midbrain controls and coordinates involuntary actions, that is reflex actions. Are you getting that? इनवॉलंटरी एक्शन दो टाइप के हैं. ये जो इनवॉलंटरी एक्शन है वो रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन, जैसे सडनली कुछ सुना, सडन चेंज इन द सराउंडिंग, यू शो द रिएक्शन, दैट इज रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन. These reflex actions, that means involuntary actions, are controlled by midbrain. Whereas there are other involuntary actions such as movement of beating of heart, expansion and compression of lungs. ये वाले involuntary actions दूसरा पार्ट है ब्रेन का, that is hind brain में पढ़ने वाले हैं, that is medulla oblongata is going to control those involuntary actions which are not reflex actions. Are you getting that? So midbrain controls involuntary actions, but which involuntary actions? Which are reflex actions. समझे students? So here we are done with midbrain. Now the very last part of the human brain, that is hindbrain. Let's study that. Okay students, so let us move on to the last part of the human brain, that is hindbrain, that is rhombencephalon, originated from the embryonic component. Now we've already studied that hindbrain consists of three major components: pons varolii, medulla oblongata and cerebellum. Just now it's shown you in the diagram. This is the forebrain here is mid brain, and this portion is hind brain, which includes pons varolii, medulla oblongata and cerebellum. Right? Short में लिखा है, but you are matured enough to understand that. Okay, so these three regions, that is pons varolii, medulla oblongata and cerebellum, comprises the hind brain. Let us study each part one by one. First we'll talk about pons varolii. In Latin, pons means connecting bridge or a bridge which helps in the connection of various brain parts. Okay, if you see here, as it is located exactly near the midbrain, above which is a forebrain and below which is a hindbrain. So pons connects various parts of the brain to each other by sending the nerve impulses. Okay, now here you can say that it connects the pons connects the medulla to the midbrain, connects the medulla to the cerebrum. Are you getting that? So in simple, pons means bridge, that is a communicating bridge or a communication source between various parts of the brain. One more important thing. Pons varolii has a special center that is called as pneumotaxic center. This pneumotaxic center located in the pons have direct effect on the respiratory rhythm center in medulla oblongata. पॉन्स के नीचे ही मेडुला ऑब्लोंगेटा है. मेडुला ऑब्लोंगेटा, दैट इज ये है मेडुला ऑब्लोंगेटा, ये पॉन्स वरोली. पॉन्स में एक स्पेशल सेंटर है एंड मेडुला ऑब्लोंगेटा में भी एक स्पेशल सेंटर. पॉन्स में वो सेंटर है उसको क्या बोलते हैं? न्यूमोटैक्सिक सेंटर. whereas medulla oblongata में जो सेंटर है उसको बोलते हैं रेस्पिरेटरी रिदम सेंटर. द nerve impulses sent from the pneumotaxic center of the pons varolii towards the respiratory rhythm center can moderate the functioning of this center. The respiratory rhythm center of the medulla oblongata controls the expansion and compression of the lungs. That means controls the respiration rate, means the breathing rate. That is inspiration and expiration का जो rate है. In 1 minute we breathe 12 times. We know that. Okay. तो यहाँ पे ये जो breathing rate है, it is controlled by respiratory rhythm center of medulla oblongata. But if the nerve impulses are sent by the pneumotaxic center, the respiration rate may alter. For example, the nerve impulses sent by the pneumotaxic center into the respiratory rhythm center can decrease the duration of inspiration. Can decrease the duration of inspiration. मतलब breathe in. Suppose you take 4 seconds to breathe in and 4 seconds to breathe out. Just I'm giving example. ये normal rate है, लेकिन इसके interference की वजह से, pneumotaxic centers के interference की वजह से, instead of breathing in for 4 seconds, if you breathe 2 seconds only, what will happen? Less oxygen will be intaken into the lungs. Less energy production will take place in the body. Are we getting that? So, even though the main center which controls the breathing rate is respiratory rhythm center, then too its functions can be changed, can be moderated by the pneumotaxic centers of pons varolii. Okay, students? So, 2 main points under pons varolii. That pons varolii is the communication bridge between various parts of the brain, and second, it has pneumotaxic centers which can change the rate of breathing by altering the function of respiratory rhythm center. So after pons varolii, the second component of the hindbrain is cerebellum. Cerebellum means small cerebrum. It has most of the features like cerebrum. How? It is also a full sphere which is divided into two hemispheres by a small central worm-like fissure. देखो हमने पढ़ा था सेरेब्रम में एक डीप लॉन्जिट्यूडनल फिशर है अबाउट 10 सेंटीमीटर लॉन्ग, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज लॉन्जिट्यूडनल फिशर इन विच देयर इज अ नर्व ट्रैक विच जॉइंट्स ईच अदर, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज कॉर्पस कैल्कुलम. समझे? तो यहाँ पे भी द सेरेबेलम, ये है सेरेबेलम विच इज डिवाइडेड इनटू राइट सेरेबेलार हेमिस्फीयर, वो था सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर, सेरेब्रम का था सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर, ये सेरेबेलम का है, दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज राइट सेरेबेलार हेमिस्फीयर. एंड बोलो ये क्या होगा? लेफ्ट सेरेबेलार हेमिस्फीयर. It is due to the central small fissure. It looks like worm. Hence, this fissure here is called as vermis. Are you getting? This fissure looks like a small worm. That is what is called as vermis. Now, greatly both the hemispheres, both cerebellar hemisphere. Don't get confused. Cerebral अलग है, cerebellar अलग है. Both cerebellar hemispheres are largely convoluted. Can you see here? Are greatly convoluted. Yesterday, cerebrum is also largely convoluted, having folds, sulci, fissure, and gyri. Same here, it is also largely convoluted. It also, here also, each cerebellar hemisphere has outer gray matter. जो हमने cerebrum में पढ़ा था, that is called as cerebral cortex. Here it will be called as cerebellar cortex. Very good. But students, cerebral cortex जो था, that is outer gray matter जो था, it was made up of 6 layers of tightly packed, spindle shaped, stellate shaped and pyramidal shaped neurons. याद आ रहा है? कल के लेक्चर में ही पढ़ा है. Here, cerebellar cortex, that is outer gray matter, is made up of 3 layers of the tightly packed neurons. Are you getting that? Cerebral cortex was made up of 6 layers. Here it is made up of 3 layers of tightly packed neurons, in which suppose ये है outer layer, ये है middle layer और ये है inner layer. Can you see? दोनों तरफ है, मैं एक ही तरफ दिखा. जो middle layer है of the cerebellar cortex means of the outer gray matter is made up of, मैं यहाँ पे दिखा रही हूँ, the middle layer of the cerebellar cortex is made up of flask shaped neurons or neuronal cells called as Purkinje cells. Called as Purkinje cells. देखो यहाँ पे जो 6 layers में न्यूरॉन्स थे वो 3 टाइप के हैं, स्टीलेट, पिरामिडल एंड स्पिंडल शेप न्यूरॉन्स. यहाँ पे सिर्फ मिडिल लेयर में स्पेशल शेप्ड के न्यूरॉन्स है, दैट इज फ्लास्ट शेप न्यूरॉन्स है, विच आर द मोस्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्म्स ऑफ द न्यूरॉन्स. सबसे कॉम्प्लेक्स स्ट्रक्चर होता है इसका. आर यू गेटिंग दैट? Which are called as Purkinje cells. So Purkinje cells are nothing but flask shaped, most complex neurons present in the middle layer of the cerebellar cortex, that is the outer gray matter. Apart from that, it has outer gray matter and the inner white matter. Why inner white matter? Because inner surface is made up of myelinated nerve fibers, that is axons. Okay, so outer gray matter and inner white matter together forms a structure called arbor-vitae. Arbor-vitae is nothing but tree of life. Meaning, if you see, is it looking like a tree? ऐसा दिख रहा है, देखो दोनों तरफ से. ये बीच में जो है ये है वर्मिस. यहाँ पे आउटर ग्रे मैटर, मोस्टली ग्रे मैटर, and inner white matter, which forms a structure called as arbor-vitae. So what is arbor-vitae? The outer gray matter and the inner white matter forms arbor-vitae, called as tree of life, because cerebellum both outer white and inner outer gray and inner white matter together forms the cerebellum, that is arbor white, performs various body controls various bodily movements. वो हम फंक्शन में पढ़ेंगे. यहाँ तक समझे? तो हमने क्या क्या पढ़ा? We studied that it is also divided into two cerebellar hemisphere because of the small furrow in the middle, that is called as vermis. It is also highly convoluted. It is also having outer three layered cerebral cortex made up of the Purkinje the middle layer of the three layers is made up of Purkinje cells. Then the inner white matter and the outer gray matter together forms the arbor vitae, which is called as tree of life, looking like a tree. That is why it is given the name. And why tree of life? Because it controls and coordinates various bodily activities which are necessary for the coordination. The next thing which I will tell you is under cerebellum only. The cerebellum has three pairs of bundle of nerve tracts. हमने पढ़ा था ना, tracts means nerve fibers in a bundle, मतलब axons collection. Okay. It has three pairs of bundle of nerve tracts, which is called as cerebellar peduncles. Those three bundles of pairs of nerve fibers or the nerve tracts are called as cerebellar peduncles. Suppose ये है first cerebellar peduncle, ये है second cerebellar peduncle, and ये है third cerebellar peduncle. Are they in pairs? The uppermost is called as superior cerebellar peduncle. Now remember, CP means cerebellar peduncle. The middle one is simply called as middle cerebellar peduncle, and the lowermost will be called as inferior cerebellar peduncle. यहाँ पे पीछे जो cerebellum है ना, इसमें ये 3 pairs होते हैं. Are you getting that? Now each pair of cerebellar peduncle has what function? The superior cerebellar peduncle connects the cerebellum to the midbrain. The middle cerebellar peduncle connects the cerebellum to the pons. That is pons veroli. Whereas the inferior cerebellar peduncle connects the cerebellum to the medulla and spinal cord. To control and coordinate various bodily activities. जैसे कि मिड ब्रेन का फंक्शन क्या है? To control the reflex actions. So cerebellum will help to do that. Reflex action एक एग्जांपल दे. We have studied. अच्छा चलो पहले मैं मेन फंक्शन ऑफ cerebellum बताती हूँ. Cerebellum का मेन फंक्शन है to control and coordinate body's posture and balance. Posture and balance. देखो अब मैं यहाँ पे बता रही हूँ कैसे ये cerebellar peduncle cerebellum को मिड ब्रेन के साथ कनेक्ट करता है, हाउ टू हेल्प इन मेंटेनिंग द बॉडीज पोस्चर एंड बैलेंस. सिंपल. घर में बैठे हो, अचानक से किधर तो ब्लास्ट हो गया, आग लगी, सब शॉर्ट सर्किट हो गया, आग लगी. व्हाट विल बी द फर्स्ट थिंग यू विल डू? या तो सबसे पहले जाके मेन स्विच अगर बंद करना आ रहा है या बटन से कनेक्ट करोगे, या सबसे पहले घर से भागोगे. रनिंग इज अ रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन इन रिस्पॉन्स टू द सडन फायर कॉट इन द हाउस. घर में अचानक आग लगी, तुमको भागना है. सो रनिंग एट दैट टाइम इज योर रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन. बट वो रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन में जब तुम भाग रहे हो, यू शुड नॉट फॉल डाउन. रनिंग करते तुम्हारा बॉडी का बैलेंस एंड पोस्चर मेंटेन होना चाहिए. दैट विल बी कोऑर्डिनेटेड विद हेल्प ऑफ सुपीरियर cerebellar peduncle because cerebellum controls the body's posture and balance. समझ में आया? Okay. Secondly, cerebellum also is connected to the pons with help of middle cerebellar peduncle. Are you getting this, students? Okay. Now, pons का function है, it is a communication. Various brain regions are connected to each other. तो ये भी वही करेगा. Secondly, pneumotaxic center को ये भी control में रखेगा, क्योंकि respiration is also kind of involuntary action. जो कंट्रोल में रहने के लिए पॉन्स का न्यूमोटैक्सिक सेंटर कंट्रोल में रहना जरूरी है, वो सेरेबेलम कंट्रोल में रखेगा. Get it? How they are interdependent, they are coordinated with each other. Last, the inferior cerebellar peduncle connects it with the medulla and spinal cord. Medulla is the main brain structure which controls and coordinates the respiration as well as the cardiovascular activities. So cerebellum along with that coordinates in doing that. समझ में आया? Okay, so this is all about cerebellum. So what is the main function of cerebellum? It controls body posture and balance, which is a kind of involuntary activity. अब तुम यहाँ पे थोड़ा कंफ्यूज मत होना. Which is a kind of involuntary activity. Means what? देखो, वॉकिंग करना इज अ वॉलंटरी एक्टिविटी, बट बैलेंस के साथ वॉक करना, हम सोच समझ के नहीं ना कदम डालते, 1 2 3 तो मैं गिरू ना. Are you getting that? So these maintaining the body posture and balance are the kind of involuntary activities which initially needs learning. Initially needs learning. देखो, वॉकिंग करना एक वॉलंटरी एक्टिविटी है बॉडी की, लेकिन पैदाइशी वॉक करना आता है क्या? नहीं. स्लोली स्लोली यू ग्रो अप, 7 8 9 महीने के होते हो तो चलना थोड़ा लर्न करते हो. यू लर्न टू वॉक, ड्यूरिंग विच यू फॉल डाउन, यू अगेन गेट अप, यू फॉल डाउन, यू अगेन गेट अप. उसमें फिर बॉडी का पोस्चर एंड बैलेंस मेंटेन करना हम सीखते हैं. समझ में आया? सो ऑल द cerebellar activities are involuntary activities which needs learning in the initial stage, not forever, needs learning in the initial stage. समझे स्टूडेंट्स? So here the last point I will tell you about cerebellum is cerebellum's unconscious control and cerebrum's conscious instructions. Cerebellum's unconscious control and cerebrum's conscious instructions together help us to do the various bodily movements. जैसे कि कब चलना है, कहाँ चलना है और कैसे चलना है. Simply you're riding a cycle, अचानक से लेफ्ट टर्न लेना है, राइट टर्न लेना है. You simply do that with the unconscious control of the cerebellum and the conscious instruction. मतलब लेफ्ट जाना है ये cerebrum बताएगा, लेकिन लेफ्ट जाते वक्त बॉडी का बैलेंस लूज नहीं होना चाहिए, ये cerebellum बताएगा. समझ में आया स्टूडेंट्स? एंड द लास्ट पार्ट, cerebellum of birds will be larger in size obviously because they have to fly against gravity, so their body's balance should not lose when they are flying very high against the gravitational force. So mainly cerebellum, when maintains the posture and balance, means it mostly regulates the locomotory activities of the body, such as walking, flying, swimming, running, etc. समझे? So this was all about cerebellum. And the very last part of the human brain, yes, medulla oblongata. The third part of the human brain, medulla oblongata. It has 3 main functions, or the 3 main centers for controlling the 3 main systems of the body. It has cardiovascular center, which will regulate the cardiac activities, such as how much should be the heart beating, how much should be the cardiac output, how much will be the strength of ventricular contraction, what will be the diameter of the arteries and the veins. Are you getting that? ये सारे activities are controlled through the cardiovascular centers of medulla oblongata. Now you will tell me the heart is myogenic. Heart is myogenic means self autonomous, वो अपने impulse beating के contraction के खुद ही generate करता है, but still it needs a coordination from the brain. वो खुद भले ही अपना काम कर रहा है, but it needs a coordinating signal from the brain. Impulse heart ही generate करेगा, लेकिन कब impulse का speed ज्यादा चाहिए और कब heart beat का rate कम चाहिए, ये brain बताएगा through medulla oblongata's cardiovascular center. So this cardiovascular center is associated with autonomic nervous systems, sympathetic nerves and parasympathetic nerves. These two nerves will decide the heart, the myogenic activities of the heart will be faster or slower. समझे? मतलब sympathetic nerve अगर हार्ट बीट्स इंक्रीज कर रहा है तो पैरासिम्पैथेटिक नर्व उसको डिक्रीज करेगा और वाइस वर्सा. समझे? सेकेंडली मेडुला ऑब्लोंगेटा जो हमने अभी पढ़ा हैज अ रेस्पिरेटरी रिदम सेंटर. दैट मींस respiratory rhythm center to control the activities of the respiratory system and the rate of respiration. Inspiration, expiration कितना fast slow होना चाहिए सब वो activate control. And third, it has a control over gastrointestinal secretions. खाना खाने के बाद ही डाइजेस्टिव जूस सिक्रेट होना चाहिए, कितना खाना खा रहे हैं उस हिसाब से डाइजेस्टिव जूस का जो अमाउंट है वो ज्यादा होना चाहिए, कम होना चाहिए। ऑल दीज एक्टिविटीज जैसे कि पैंक्रेटिक जूस, बाइल, गैस्ट्रिक जूस, ये कितना, कब, कहाँ, कैसे सिक्रेट होना चाहिए, इट इज ऑल अंडर द कंट्रोल ऑफ मेडुला ऑब्लोंगेटा। सो by considering the two main functions of the medulla oblongata, that it controls heart and it controls lungs, any damage to medulla oblongata can lead to on the spot or the sudden death। क्योंकि medulla oblongata इंजर हो गया मतलब हार्ट एंड लंग्स का कोऑर्डिनेशन खत्म, उनका कंट्रोल एक्टिविटी खत्म, एंड द पर्सन विल डाई। One more thing, we have studied that from the brain 12 pairs of cranial nerves originate. 1/3 of the cranial nerves originates from the medulla oblongata, that is from 9th cranial nerve to 12th cranial nerve। जो भी pairs है 9th cranial nerve से लेकर 12th cranial nerve के जो pairs है they all originate from medulla oblongata, in which जो 10th cranial nerve है which is called vagus nerve controls the functioning of all the body parts located in thoracic cavity and abdomen। thoracic cavity में और abdominal cavity में जितने भी organs है उनका control and coordination is in the hands of 10th nerve, that is vagus nerve, which is originated from medulla oblongata। So it is one of the very important part of the human brain। समझे students? So I hope I will stop here। कल तुम्हारा एग्जाम है तो please go through all the topics till the today's lecture and then we'll continue with the further part। Thank you।